Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to another episode of our glorious Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Let's Play. Yet another glorious day lies ahead of our glorious nation as we continue to make progress towards a glorious future. Folks, as always, there is a lot to get done today, so I will not bore you with a prolonged introduction. I just want to mention, as always, if you've been enjoying this series, if you would like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in letting me know what y'all would like to see on the channel and how I should go about doing it, so y'all know the drill by now. On that note, let's get this party started, shall we? Just want to mention one quick extra thing today, and that is that this episode is actually being recorded a bit before it usually is. And what that means is some of your comments might actually not exist yet at the time of this recording. By that I mean, I typically wait until the day before an episode goes out. I read through all the comments and, I try to implement as many of them as possible or respond to them as best as possible. But because of a certain I was going to say a certain set of events. Because of a certain weekend plan I have, I won't be in town, and so I want to get these episodes out still, so I'm recording them sort of ahead of time to make sure that these episodes still go out, and you guys aren't waiting for the next episodes, and we're not delaying them or anything like that. But as a result of that, because I'm recording before I usually do, it means that some of the comments that were maybe left in the comment section of the previous episode don't exist at the time of this recording, so of course I can't respond to them because they don't yet exist. But I will go back and read them, and I will make sure I am up to date. But of course, if you have any thoughts or opinions or suggestions based on today's session, keep those comments coming. They will be read, and we'll be back to our or we will continue with our regular schedule, just as always, Wednesdays and Sundays, unless something horrendous comes up. As always, folks, follow me on Twitter, linked in the description down below, to stay up to date with those kinds of shifts in schedules. But with that said, now for real, let's get going here. A real quick look at our stats. Again, numbers are looking fantastic. No stress anymore. Let's very quickly back this up a little bit to, sure, 1995. Why not? Because I clicked that many times. We'll go back to 95 and take a look at our... Wow. It's like we've completely returned to a normal rate of population growth. That looks fantastic. And as far as our 21 pluses are concerned as well, that looks looks fantastic as well. It looks like actually we're at the lowest this number has been since September 1st of 1995, which is quite the accomplishment actually, because man, it got really high, didn't it? It got really high. And as we continue to build some of the structures in this area, we'll continue to bring this number lower and lower, and eventually we'll have a surplus of living spaces. Unemployment right now is down only because we have all these construction sites that people are working at, but as soon as those buildings are built, yes, we'll be providing some jobs for the local population, but not nearly enough. So we will want to build some more places for them to go and work. Maybe we'll build some more office complexes, because I do like the implication of service industries starting to pop up in the nation, right? So that would be nice, I think, but we'd also take a look at building, of course, the aircraft industry, right, that we talked about several episodes ago now, somewhere way down over there. We'll build those guys up, and that'll provide a fair bit of employment, and I'm sure more options will come up as well as crime and punishment gets implemented, as, police stations and stuff like that get implemented. I'm sure we'll find other avenues of employment for all of the people of our glorious nation. Now, today's focus is going to be in getting this mall connected over here. We'll get the mall building as well, and hopefully we'll see quite a few citizens buying cars as we begin to deliver cars at these car dealers down over here, as well as the one up over there. Hopefully we'll see these spaces get crowded. Hopefully we'll get some of these roads upgraded. There's a couple of things that still need building up over here. Oh, where's our... There we go. I'm just wondering if I want to get this going at the same time as I have some of these other things going. I think housing is our first focus, though I guess an orphanage technically is a kind of housing as well. Might not be a bad idea. And the secret police, again, if we have disloyalty over here, we're not able to keep an eye on it just quite as well as we'd like. I guess the secret police from up over here are actually taking the highway over. Oh, I love it. I love that this actually works. So I guess the secret police up over there are able to come down over here to check up on the citizens and make sure everything's going okay. So no rush over here for the secret police building, but maybe for this orphanage. They will provide employment and stuff as well, let's not forget. So let's go ahead and assign this construction over here. And before we get into it, just want to mention really quickly, I got a lot of feedback with regards to reworking the power. And based on all your feedback, the decision I've come to is that we'll do that perhaps next session. But the way I'll approach it is through a time lapse. Many of you were not interested in seeing me, go in and fix all this up, and it might be a lot of tedium, and I totally understand that. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably time lapse it so that it goes by very quickly in the episode, but I can also touch on the planning and the thinking behind all the decisions I'm making. And so those of you that are curious about the approach to solving the issue, will have an answer to your question. Those that have suggestions that they want to pile on will be able to do so, because you'll actually see what we did. And those of you that are not interested in seeing it happen will at least have a very short section of the video that you can just skip past. But that won't be today. That'll probably be the next section or the session after that. Let's go ahead and hit play, continue all this construction. I just love how things are going rather smoothly now, and there isn't like too much panic anymore. Question is though, how do we want to go ahead expanding here onwards? I mean, it's so easy to say, oh yeah, we're going to get the mall connected, but actually getting to that section is, quite a ways away, because we do have to still build the track out over here. One more thing, actually, it was pointed out, or rather it was asked, why I have an aversion to hooking the track up to the track over here, like hooking the tram up to the track up over here and bringing it back to the station up over here and building a full loop. I mean, I guess we could do that. My aversion, I wouldn't say I have an aversion as much as I like what we're doing with this loop. I like the idea of bringing it back. Basically the way, and I guess it doesn't have to be this way, but the way I see it working down the line is from this station it leaves. As it goes to this station, it picks up some workers. As it goes to this station, it picks up some workers. Then it goes up over here. Probably picks up some a mix of workers and passengers. Comes up over here, drops them all off. We're going to build a little like loop around over here, and on the way back, it's going to pick up passengers over. Where are we? Over here. It's going to keep going. It's going to pick up passengers over here and drop all the passengers off over here. And that we will have a maximum load of passengers at this station over here who want to then head to Krasna for, all manner of activities. So I'm really hoping that works out that way. If we have a loop, then once we come up over here and drop people off, we're not picking people up again before they return to the station. And so not only do I like it as sort of just a cool little like different sort of a thing that we're implementing, a little loop around over here, but I also think from a functional perspective, like that's my angle from sort of a functional perspective, the function it provides the city and the kind of mobility it provides for the different kinds of citizens looking for different kinds of things. And actually, on the note of citizens looking for things, one more thing I want to touch on very quickly is the suggestion of maybe putting a stadium or something at Smolenets so that our folks from down over here would maybe go up there to fulfill their sports needs, because they're not going down over to here, right? The thing is, while I totally see where that suggestion is coming from, the thing is, if I've understood this right, our citizens are looking for their needs to be fulfilled at the closest possible location. That's why we have all these people headed to like this gym over here, even though it's backed up. And that doesn't make sense to me, and I really hope we're able to, I hope that gets patched or something, because, these 186 visitors, at least some of them, as we saw last session, right, at least some of them would be much better serviced if they just went to the train station over here, grabbed a train, and made it down to Krasna Central Station so they could go to the stadium over here. But instead they choose to go to this gym over here, the sports hall, and so they're not getting the service they need. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know if I'm missing something. I haven't seen any suggestions apart from the one I mentioned in the comments just quite yet, and I just don't think that one would do the trick, because we'd still fall under the same set of concerns, the same issue as we're seeing right now with the stadium at Krasna, because you'll see again from the central station over here, the stadium is very much reachable, so that's not the problem. It's just the citizens are looking at the closest place to get that need fulfilled, and unfortunately those places are backed up. Doesn't make any sense to me, but hopefully it'll be fixed, or we'll figure out a solution. If you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. And since it's nightfall right now, my apologies, I should have waited for the UI stuff until the sun went down, but there is one more thing to touch on, and that is just a thought I had with regards to the city hall and its functionality. I was asked if I find any value in having a city hall structure, and the city hall is valuable in that it it certainly provides data for the local area, but so does this. I can easily go up over here, and if I'm looking for, let's say I'm looking for unemployment, right? I can go over here. I can go to the, where's the option? It's just a matter of finding the actual button. Worker was unemployed yesterday, and I can go ahead and see all this data, right? What would be really cool, actually, I was thinking over this when I read that comment, what I was thinking would be really cool would be if you wouldn't be able to see this data, if the overlay wouldn't show you any of these numbers until you built a city hall, an accounting office. That would make sense to me, because yeah, you have access to the overlay, but you don't have any of the actual data until the accounting office can do, you know, the census and can keep an eye on what's actually going on in the area. That to me would be a very cool implementation, similar to how the secret police need to actually go somewhere and, you know, check up on citizens before you can see how loyalty is shaping up, you know, before you can actually get a number over here. It'd be cool to have the accounting halls and offices and stuff need to get some work done before you can see any of the numbers, you know, from all this stuff. I think, at least I'd be curious to know what y'all think about that suggestion. I don't know if it's even something that devs can implement, but I feel like it would give the accounting offices a bit more value than just what they are right now, which is a pretty thing to look at, a way to provide some jobs, but from a function perspective, sure, yeah, you have that information sort of collated and put together in one spot, but I don't know if that actually adds all that much value, truth be told. All right, let's go with some height from center over here. I don't know if that was the right call, actually. We're maybe lifting this up a little too high. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of an endeavor, isn't it? Well, okay, let's go ahead and height from center still, because I do think it needs to be quite high if memory serves me right. Because what are we doing here? We're doing this little loop over here. We're going to have the bus stop over here. We're going to have the tracks continue on, right? So let's go ahead and try and get the bus stop established so we can get citizens coming up to the mall through the bus stops as well. We're not going to get the buses in place just quite yet, but I want to make sure there's room for everything over here, of course. We first need to go ahead and establish... You know what? Why don't we get... Probably because it's not worth it. The cinema... Embankment, observation deck... 5 visitors. No, that's not the observation deck. That's not what I want. I want one of these. One of these. Was that under sports playground? Embankment stairs? Yes. You know, it's a little close to this one, isn't it? Seems a little repetitive to have them back to back. Doesn't seem as neat as I was hoping. We could instead also do a harbor. Where are we? Harbor. I was expecting the word harbor, and I was mistaken. Not infrastructure element. Because it'd be, in a way, it would make sense to have maybe a place for ships and stuff to come through. There aren't any ships that fit the kind of vision I have in mind. But for the option in the future, I might be... I don't think it's worth it, actually, truth be told. It's actually a lot larger than I realized as well. My only thinking is that it would make sense because it would be a bit of a transit hub kind of a thing over here. But it does crowd up this space quite a bit, doesn't it? Now, let's stick with the original plan over here. Let's stick with the original plan. I wouldn't mind the embankment bus stop, though, right? Rather than having a separate bus stop, we might as well make an embankment bus stop over here. Though for this to work, I think... do I need to build another one of these? To get the angle right? I think so. So why don't we go ahead and head to, what was it, sports playground. Again, this is what's been causing trouble for us. Oh, we just got to remember not to actually get these guys connected, right? And when you look at that, I've actually got to go a little bit higher. Not surprised. Not surprised. Higher, a little further out as well. Not that far out, but too late now. Where are we? Height from center. I think that'll do the trick. We'll find out. Where are we? Over to our mods. Get you established up over here. Another couple rotations. That looks about right. Just a little bit too high. Just the tiniest bit too high. Like a slight feathering there should do the trick. Go ahead and pick you up. I think the angle's right. Seems right. That seems right. Pop you down again. We are just gonna pay for it. And at this point in time, hard to tell. It seems like it's starting to curve back already, doesn't it? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of that one, actually. Yeah, demolish, please. Back to you. Like, I wonder if I need to, like, rotate it back a step, or maybe just, like, incrementally bring it up like that instead. Seems a bit better. Pop you down over there. And then let's get the bus stop over here, if I can find it. Embankment. Bus stop. Just the bus stop, because we have a tram stop right here. It wouldn't make sense to have a tram stop over here as well. Not perfect, actually. Well, I guess I could do this. Blends nicely enough, I think. Alright, so let's see. Put you down like so. Yeah. That could work. I'm just trying to figure out the road spacing as well. Let's try... I wonder if I can go further back, actually. It just... If I get rid of this, it's just not as smooth as the thing. It's just not as smooth as I would like it to be. There's also this bus stop, which has that central little, like, bench kind of a thing, which I quite like. Yeah, this is a harder angle, but it might be the right call. The other option is... what's it under? Not sports playground, but under monument, perhaps? Yeah, the other option is to get one of these in here, right? To get the angle as needed. Kind of, yeah. We could raise the train slightly. Everything has a slightly different pivot point and stuff, right? Raise this up. There we go. I think that does the trick. Again, if we're going to do this, might as well do it right? Why, like, put all this effort in to do a bad job of it is my thinking. Pop you down like that. That seems a bit more reasonable. Yeah, and then we can get the station over here. Get this one. I'm glad I didn't put the other one down earlier. I would have made a mistake there with the style that I actually had wanted to get. It's a little high, I think, maybe. Just a touch. Just the slightest bit. That'll maybe do the trick. Get you... Yeah, I think that works. Good enough. Oh, that actually, I think is perfect. Go ahead and pop you down like so. I wasn't sure where the roads led there, so I just wanted to double check that everything was fine. Pop you down like so. Yep. There we go. Just dove into that one. Didn't go into planning mode or anything. Just dropped it right down. Alright, so as far as the road is concerned, though, this would connect over here. This would connect over here. We'll have to upgrade them, of course. But then what? Then we... Yeah, okay. We'll do this kind of a thing and do this kind of a thing. That works for me. And the tracks themselves would be able to go past no problem. That was obviously a concern. Overlaps existing construction. That's the bridge that needs to be backed up and rebuilt yet again. Actually, you know what I should check is the not the concrete bridge, but the beam bridge connecting from here to building in the way. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Will this not work anymore? Okay, let's see. Huh. That would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? That would be very unfortunate, but I am glad I checked. Oh, no, we can go up to there, but we can't go up to there. Okay, hold on. So if I get rid of this road, because story of my life. Can I end above water? But we can get up to here. Okay. A little strange, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Go up to here. Okay, hang on. Let's check with this guy over here, because he's got infrastructure below. Gotta go for a curve here, maybe? The infrastructure below is the road that I just can't navigate around. Alright, I'm very glad I decided to do this. So now you should be able to, yeah, come across, okay? Over to here. Sure. How's that look? Clean enough, I guess. Not my favorite, actually. Cancel that. This is just a better angle to put this road down from. There we go, that's clear. And building in the way, where's my Okay, I guess it's got to be a little off here. Fair enough. Pop you down like so. Go ahead and extend you a little bit so we have two separate sections I can, remove as needed. Building in the way. I'd have to split this apart over here, I guess. Interesting. Interesting. What happens if I... Okay. Okay, it's not gonna fly. Alright, what if I... do I have to change this completely? Building in the way. Come on, where? Okay, there's a sweet spot down here, but that's a horrendous angle. That is a horrendous angle. This is a rather nice kind of curve we've got going here. It'd be a shame to have to lose that. I'm trying to figure out how this can be best, like, reconciled. Because if it goes too sharply down this way, then we'd have to make, like, a bit of an S kind of a curve, which isn't a terrible idea. Isn't a terrible idea. Might actually work quite nicely. So why don't we try this? Let's go ahead and put you down like so. Put you down... Well, actually, hang on a second. Sorry. Get rid of you. And since we've already gotten rid of those sections, we might as well get the electrified railway connection going further along. Let's try and make this actually look the way we want it to look. So we're not undoing and redoing this 100 times, Overlaps with existing construction. That's that section up over there. Alright, fair enough. Let's go ahead and put you down. Like so. God, I really wish you got like an orthographic view. I know I say this like every time, but it would be nice. Put you down like that. This won't hook up, obviously, because we've got to work around this, but we're going to keep that up for now because I want to go ahead and establish the beam bridge going down this way. Certainly not perfect, but put you down like that, put you down like building in the way, building in the way. Alright, okay. Start with you, because I forgot last time. Put you down here. Alright. Put you down. Alright, gotta go a little bit further, it seems. Get you over to here then. Get you over to here. Alright, fair enough. We have our height set. Go ahead and... I don't think I need that section, actually. So I should be able to cancel you and you. How many times have we canceled that section for real? Go ahead and get this pushing down to here. Seems like it lines up quite nicely. I mean, the gap might reduce a little bit, but we'll finesse it further down, make sure it stays as consistent as possible, right? Staying realistic with the game's limitations. And let's go ahead and... Why do we still have electricity problems? I guess those have been just piling on over a decent bit of time now. But over to the concrete bridge, please. There it is. Go ahead and... How would I hook you up, buddy? How would I hook you up? Because I would like to make this look nicer. I guess I could just do that. Not too bad. Oh, that's actually pretty neat. Clean enough. It's not as perfectly aligned to this as I would have liked it to be, but I think it's neat enough. Sure. You know what? That is less of a nightmare than I was expecting. I was expecting to have to do like a little S kind of a curve or something, but no, this actually works out quite nicely. Excellent. Hopefully that's the last time we have to build that bridge, because for real, it's been like 100 times now. But the question remains, can we get this road to come through? Railway crossing is too close, it says. Alright, okay. I don't think it actually is the case. I think we'll have to just do it the other way around. So let's go ahead and back you up. Back this up a little bit. There we go. Pull you over to here, pull you over to here. Sure. Come on. There we go. Road. Come out this way. Can you hook up that way? You cannot. Pull you over. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I'm sure we can make this work. Pull this out this way first. This is not the clean thing that I'd hoped for. I could maybe get rid of this guy. And maybe pull the road around like this. and maybe get the beam bridge to come over, but I feel like the infrastructure is going to be in the way. Yeah, infrastructure below. Right, no surprise there. Alright, so why don't we go ahead and pull you back. Let's see. I feel like there's a margin here that I could work with, potentially. Potentially. I'm gonna give it one more shot over here. Nah, it's too tight. Unless I go like straight down, and even then I feel like it's gonna be just a little bit too tight. Yeah. Okay, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. That's the case. It's not ideal. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Could try and do, like, if we integrate it nicely, we could make something, you know, interesting to look at, and so it doesn't feel out of place or however you want to put it. We could also just make a one-way kind of a thing, right? Also an option. That was not what I wanted to do, actually. I want to do that. Is that neat, though? You know, it looks kind of hideous. Back this up, back this up. Pull you out, get down here, pull you out a bit further, I suppose. Hook you up like that, sure. And might as well get this as, like, rigid as possible, too. That looks neater in its own sort of a way. And then we could have this kind of come back up, too, if we want to. We could do, like, pull this up a little bit. Have this kind of loop up like this or something. I don't think it's necessary. It just adds to the shape of the space, but I think we'll put down maybe some parks or something, you know, some statues, some parks, things like that. All right, fair enough. Beam bridge, go ahead and get you back out over here, buddy. You should work. Get that snapping going. There we... Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, scared me for a second. And let's go ahead and get the electrified railway hooked up. Oh, come on. I think we're just a little too close there. Dead end over the road. Weird. Very weird. What's happening here? Can we... Alright, interesting. Guess I just have to back it up a bit more. Very interesting, but it's not the end of the world as long as it works at the end of the day, right? Go ahead and hook you up to... No, very strange. Okay. And I go up to there, and then... What is happening here? What are you doing to me, game? Really strange behavior right now. Alright, again, as long as it works at the end of the day, I suppose. Is that right, though? Huh. Guess it might not be. I gotta... My apologies, folks. I gotta actually make sure the height here is correct. At least we know everything fits here. As long as it doesn't act all strange on me when the time comes to put it down for real. But we know it all fits here. Let's go ahead and cancel all this road so we can still terraform. Completely slipped my mind that I gotta actually terraform, and terraforming and roads and stuff don't actually work well together. But that's fine. We have a plan now, and honestly, we had to test it anyway. So now we've got the test done at least. Go ahead and get all this looking right. Drop you down here. Drop you down here. Come on now. Oh, come on. Oh, don't do this to me. I don't hate that, I guess, but it's not ideal. It's not exactly what I had in mind. Oh, I can't even terraform. I couldn't even terraform under the bridge. It just wasn't letting me. Alright, that's okay. That's okay. Small bump in the road. We're okay now. Smoothing all this out. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Smooth all this out as well. Come on. There we go. Chipping away, slowly but surely. Oh. Further. So close. Good enough, I think. Good enough. We'll be putting down some pavement and stuff anyway, right? So we'll be fine when it comes down to it. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Raise all this ever so slightly. Raise it a little too high there. Go height from center. maybe, if we're lucky. We'll do the trick. Kind of. Kind of. Raise this up a bit more. Come on now. Up you go, up you go. It's weird how these tools work sometimes. By which I mean sometimes they just don't. Can I just... There we go. Raise the train over here. Try and get this looking as good as possible, because once the roads come down, we're not going to be able to adjust it ever again, right? So, not without going through a whole ordeal again. So, I think that's good enough. We could pull back over here ever so slightly. No, that's not too bad. Not too bad. That what we endeavor for around these parts. Not too bad. Right from center. Go ahead and smooth this out. Yeah, sure. I think that's the best we're going to get. Cool. Yeah, I think that works. Again, still not the happiest about how sharp that edge is, but I think that is the best we're going to get. For real. Go ahead and raise terrain just ever so slightly again. Did I not just get a little bit of love over here? There we go. There we go. Good enough for me, I think, at that point. Alright, so, still too early for the roads and stuff, I think. We need to pull this back, so over to our mods, over to, what was it? Theater, right? No, not theater, sports. Sports playground, this guy. You'd think I'd never forget again now that we've actually had to deal with the, you know, breaking those footpath connections. Actually, hold on, I should try and mirror this as best as possible. So the first order of business would be under monument. Get this guy over here, right? This is not going to look symmetrical at all, and I know it. And you know what? I'm gonna have to be okay with that. I'm gonna have to be okay with that. We're all gonna have to be okay with that because I'm using these modded parts that aren't the most convenient to make shapes with sometimes, unless you're gonna spend 30 hours per click. And I don't think any of us are looking to do that here. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we'll have to accept a little bit of asymmetry instead. Pull this a bit further here. Come on now. Goddamn. Alright. That's got to do the trick, right? There we go. Beauty. Pop you down. I think that's as close to perfection as we're going to get. Pop you down like that. Yeah, and then let's go ahead and get the sports playground. Guys coming through. Now here we're going to have to lower the train a touch, I think. Yeah. More than a touch, it seems. That should bring us back in line, hopefully. And then we'll be able to, it'll make life a lot easier once we're back going in a straight line again. How's that look? A little too high, maybe? A little too much of a height difference? Yeah, just a touch. A little too low, rather, on this side is what I should say. That might do the trick. Yeah, I think that's okay. Drop you down like that. Rotate you a touch. There we go. Good enough. Drop you down. Gotta raise this up. Height from center. Okay, let's see if that does the trick. In theory, you think it did, but in truth, in practice, it did not. Alright, raise terrain ever so slightly. Go ahead to our mods again. There we go. Pop you down. How are we looking? Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. So what do I need to do here? Another one? Seems like one too many. I feel like we need the 90 degree a bit sooner. I feel like I gotta go up to like here. Or like here. Give or take. It's not like a grid mark or anything. Alright, so let's check if the height's okay first, and then we can pop it down. Need to be a little bit higher. Okay, fair enough. Not too bad. Go ahead and see if height's okay right now. Yeah, it seems good enough to me. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this aligned as closely as possible again. I'm not seeking perfection here because of the reality of the game. Not the right angle there. Like that, I guess. Nope, a little bit more. Ah, too much, too much. Something like that. Alright. Pop you down. Up over here, I think. Because the 90 degree turn Yeah, eats up some space on both sides, right? And you would go down like that. Seems like that's the right spot for it, give or take. No footpath connection, please. And, oh, I didn't check the height on that. You know what? It's good enough. I would say that's good enough. Where are we? Bit of a step there. Bit of a step here as well, actually. Ah, god damn it. If it was just that one, I'd be okay with it, but it's both of them, and that kind of like ruins it. So that means over here I gotta lower the train a bit, right? Just the slightest amount. Slightest amount. Little nudge. There we go. Please work. That seems right. Yeah, seems good. Alright. Get this up, down, over here. Like so. I hope that's okay. Kind of hard to tell right now. Looks alright. You can see the overlap rather distinctly, actually. Alright, you know what? Let's go ahead and wait for the sun to come up, unfortunately. We'll maybe triple speed it or double speed it, but I do want to quickly take a look at progress across the board. I mean, this car dealer is almost done. This car dealer is almost done. We're going to pay for these monuments, I think, once the car dealers are done. The mall is not being worked on just quite yet. Well, we do have the huge construction office assigned. Is it bringing anything over yet? No, because that's Small Net. Small Net doesn't actually have access to any resources. It's just like bulldozers and stuff, so that's fine. I'm not in a rush over here. We do need to bring food over to here. Okay, and we gotta bring, well, this is not being built yet. Alright, let's go ahead. Since nighttime, let's deal with some of this UI stuff. All the way up over here to our distribution office, if I can find it. There you are, buddy. Come on. Alright, let's go ahead and add... Where is buddy over here? Good stuff. I believe that's everybody covered. Yeah, looking good. Ooh, hello. Look at that. Oh, look at that, though. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't that something special? I hope it's like... I hope the contrast is right on your screens and you can actually make the outlines of, like, the palace in the background and just all the buildings and stuff. And I hope it's not just a big sort of black blur with a couple of yellow dots on it on your screens. But this is... I like this. I like this. This waterfront area is looking fantastic. Really excited to see how this space just evolves moving forward. All right, sun's coming up. Let's go ahead and why don't we get a nice sunrise shot over here? Probably because it looks too similar for a thumbnail at least, but it's nice to see the sun come up as that chopper in the back goes down there. This TV tower over here as well, seeing some good progress. Getting higher and higher. Good stuff. All right, back to business. Let's go ahead and put this down. Let's try and, I mean, I think the height's okay if we like come up over there. Just a matter of like where it lines up, right? I think that's good enough. Try that. You know what? I'm going to say that's good enough. I actually can't tell. At a glance, I can't tell. So I'm going to say that's good enough. Let's go ahead and pop this down. Like this. Again, going to have to kind of like be a bit flexible here with our definition of acceptable, I think. You know, that actually might not be okay. I wish I could like get this grid in different directions. It would need to be like over here. Roughly, give or take. Okay, let's try this. Pop you down over there. Could I get rid of you? And could I then... Hello? Go away now, please. There we go. And could I then instead, you know, now put you in place, having both of our ends in clear sight here? It's like I need to rotate by a fraction here that's not available to me. So, fine, this will have to do. This will have to do. I'm going to accept the stepping over here because otherwise it's going to be the end of me. And that's... For Christ's sake, this isn't... This is worse than not symmetrical, folks. What happened here? What the hell is this? This 12-meter embankment is killing me here. Just kill me. I completely forgot that we even put that down. Why? I don't know. It actually ruins the curve a little bit, doesn't it? But hey, it's what we did. Fortunately, I think the heights should still work out okay. Looks to be the case. Kind of. You goddamn it. It does not. Alright. We're okay, we're okay, we're okay, we're okay. Not the end of the world, because we've got a better methodology here now. Go ahead and pop Buddy down. This is starting to get very, very tedious. Almost more tedious than putting electrical wiring down, it feels like. God. Go. Good enough. Right, okay, cool. Then we get this coming through like so. Do we have the right height here? Quick check. We do not, because why would we? I don't know how it suddenly changed on us like that, but it did. That's life for you. Now we're too high. This being 2 clicks actually bothers me a lot more than it probably should. At times like this especially is when it really, the bother really flares up. Pop you down like so. Alright, good stuff. Go ahead and get this one down over here. Are we lined up for height? Oh, just a touch too high. Alright. Here we go. Come on now. Close enough? Nah, that's not close enough. I can see it. That's just me being lazy and accepting defeat. We don't do that around these parts. Gotta raise it just a slight bit. Where are we? Here you are. That looks a lot better. You just can't see the bottom ridge because of the terrain itself. That does look like it lines up nicely. Alright, cool. And now we can get the 90-degree turn. Yeah. Alright, cool. See, that was actually much faster. That was much faster. Can I, though, put you down here? Are you the right height? Looks to be. Yeah, seems to be. And you know what? It's not perfect, but it'll do. It'll do. This is what I get for taking on more complex undertakings. This is the punishment. Always is. It always is. It's been like this for workers and resources. It's been like this for Planet Zoo every time I like overdo it. That's the fun in it, I suppose, right? Challenge yourself with difficulty that doesn't need to be there. Strive for perfection as much as you can. Go ahead and get this cleaned up as best as possible. I think that's about as good as it's going to get, probably. Alright, works for me. Works for me. Let's go ahead and lower the height over here a bit, though. There we go. Go ahead and just ever so slightly... Actually, that's fine. Cool. So now we need what? Not another station over here. We could get another parking lot, I suppose, is probably not a bad idea. Though I don't know about the road connection over here. Let's see. Where is our parking? 32. Yeah, that might work actually. And it'd be nice because it would provide these guys a place to park their vehicles closer to home. I think that would work. You know what? This isn't perfect. It's not the worst though. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? This needs to be a bit higher for sure. You know what? We've come this far. Why am I gonna cack it up right now after all that effort for another 3 or 4 clicks? I'm just gonna get complacent over here. That's the thing. I can't stand that. I can't stand that kind of complacency. So I apologize for it. I know it can drive some people absolutely mad, but when you come so close to just abandon it at the last moment, it makes it all feel like a waste, doesn't it? It makes it feel like it's all in vain. What am I looking for here? The sports playground, the 90-degree embankment. Come on, buddy. I believe in you. I believe that you can line up and be perfect like all your other brothers and sisters on the lakefront, on the riverfront, I should say. All right, how are we looking here? This tooltip getting in my way is murder. Come on. Come on. Now we're just a little too high, are we? Okay, so where does this end up? At this corner over here, okay. So that tells you where the train actually needs to be adjusted. Okay, how about now? A little bit lower. That might be too low. Watch. No, that's actually looking good. Alright, cool. Now we just gotta make sure it's actually lined up still. Because it is not. Gotta be like that, I think. Yeah. Alright. Cool. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Pop you down like that. Over to our parking. 32. Oh, let's actually get rid of that. Because again, we don't want people coming over here for their sports needs, right? Parking for 32. Go ahead and hook you up like this. Just a touch too high. Easy enough to fix. Go ahead and... yeah. Oh man, it's like... oh, I would say that's close enough. It's like barely noticeable. What if I do that? Sure, you know, I don't think we'll get exactly what we need here. Pop you down like that. There's a difference between obstinance and resilience. Oh, we don't have enough room for the tracks over here though. If I do a smaller one, we might. If I do a smaller one, we might be able to rotate that so it works a bit more nicely with the tracks here. Alright, get rid of you. A lot of money being wasted on these instructions because we have to do so many adjustments, but I think it's fine. You can't really see it with a yellow highlight. You can't really see it with the yellow highlight. The other option is, of course, to like just have it rotated and very slightly point downwards, which is also an option. I think that might work. Let's try lining you up over here, like so. Is it perfect? No, but it's a bit more acceptable. Can't put you over here, can I? Most certainly cannot. And I can't have it be on here though, so I should be able to. Let's see. Get you out. Of course, the bridge is causing this issue. Man, it really is quite strange. It's like I can't tell that there's a whole height difference, you know? Too steep of an incline. Okay. Cancel you. Come on, game. Oh boy. Come on, there we go. Alright, we can flatten the train. Need an excavator, sure. Go ahead and flatten... no, we don't need to flatten the train. This game sometimes, man, for real. Pull you up to here. Okay, it's not perfectly straight, but that's alright. Get you up to there. Can we get you to curve nicely here? Yes, we can. Alright, same thing with you. Pull you up, get you to curve nicely enough to match the curve of the road there, I think. Yeah, this actually works out alright. Bring you over like that, and we'll obviously have to raise this. But we're getting there. Nope, that's not what I meant. Height from center. Get this out over to here. Alright, there we go, there we go. Now we should be able to, hopefully, get this to extend onwards like this, and then get this guy to extend onwards like this. Yep. Good stuff. Oh man. Like how far do we have to go before we can actually get the T-junction going here? This is a much bigger undertaking than I expected. At least we're done working on this area, so we can actually now finally get all this in place. As long as I can actually get the roads through here. Yeah. Can you come through as well? You can't. Okay. So what are we doing here? We're going to pull this out this way. We're going to pull this out this way. We're going to hook you up like that. Then we're going to cancel you. We're going to get you connected, so that we can then go ahead and get rid of this section and this section, allowing us to do that, and then we can get rid of this, so we can go ahead and hook that up and that up, which gives us a clean enough angle over here, I would say. All right, we come down to here. Do I want to like end this harbor front over here potentially? Like end it at this school maybe? Right? And then we can like start it up again as a separate set down over here. I don't know. Like it's such a nice like thing to have. It's such a cool like. Oh, I think we're auto saving right now. Yeah. Look at that rave. What a party. I think it's a nice like thing to have, but it's starting to get to a point where it is becoming rather tedious. And I don't know how we feel about that. I would love to hear your thoughts, obviously, as always. Let's go ahead and lower the train out over here, so at least we're looking at closer to the finished product here, right, when we're making our judgment calls. Come on. Okay, much better. Don't make me have to redo the roads and tracks and stuff. Come on. Seems to work. We have a bit of a corner there, it looks like. Alright, looks like we'll have to get rid of the track here. That's not a problem, though. Should be fine to do that, and then to lower the train a little bit. Come on. Gotta get rid of these guys. Go. There we go. Yeah, good stuff. Lower all that. Good stuff. Okay, not perfect, because we have this little bump over here that I'm not a fan of, obviously, but let's see. Raise you like so. Clean this up again as best as possible. We'll never get perfection here, but as best as possible, right? Like that, you know, pretty good. Pretty pleased with that. Let's go ahead and get the tracks down. Which, yep, oh no! Oh no! Cancel contract. It's only a matter of time before I did that. Having one of those days, I guess. Having one of those days. Cancel contract. Cancel contract. Cancel contract. Alright. Silliest misclick of the series in a very long time. Go ahead and put you down as well. Might as well commission you, but cancel that contract too, I guess. Alright. So we got all these guys in place. Right, so the question was, do we want to cap it off over here at this parking lot, or do we want to keep it going, right? Because this is a very curved section. Getting all those curves to line up is not always the most pleasant of things. How long will this curve have to keep going for? Quite far, actually. Oh, god damn it, this track got built. I didn't... It's fine. This is pretty much set in stone. We would have paid for it anyways. It's not like I was gonna build it myself, so that's fine. But one thing I did want to do is integrate the loop over here, right? So we'd have to have like a... Make sure we're... Yeah, okay. We'd have to have like a... Whoops. This kind of a thing. Looping around. Coming back in. Too sharp of a turn. Okay, cancel this then. Pull it back. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Just because it's a separate section over here. Can I... There we go. Beauty. So I can see a bit more cleanly. What would be the best way to do this? Because I'm thinking like these guys come out. I wouldn't mind having housing over here, so I don't want the loop to happen here. I would rather it happen a little bit behind them. Right? So if I do... this, pop it out as little as possible. Same thing on the other side, pop it as little as possible. Then if I try to connect it like this, too sharp of a turn. How would I best make a good loop over here? Go all the way around the, doesn't make sense. There's gotta be a better way, there's gotta be a better way. Just missing it right now. Well, like, what needs to happen is almost like this needs to be a wider turn here. Back you up all the way. Almost like we need to go even further out. There's a radius to maintain though, right? If we go further out, then this is what happens, right? And I don't want to do anything like silly, like bring this guy back around sharply or anything like that. How big does this loop have to be? Oh my god. What if I pull you a little bit further out, down this way? It's not gonna fly, is it? I think we might just have to be okay with a little bit of asymmetry here. Which, fine, not the end of the world. Do like this kind of a thing. If I can. Not okay with that. Alright, let's pull this back a little bit. I was hoping for like a perfect circle, but I guess we were never going to get that with our other restrictions in the area. Right, so this kind of a thing. So, it comes through, it goes hard on this side where we're not going to be building a lot of stuff anyway. We might have like a little central park kind of, not a park, but just decorative elements, right? But a tram comes through, goes past the last stop, loops around, and then goes back in the other direction. So we're not having that magical flipping of the tram, or, I mean, I guess you could have sort of the cabin, or whatever you want to call it, where the conductor drives from on either end, but I think this is a bit more believable and realistic, and I do like to lean towards that when possible. So that works nicely enough, but I do I do want to figure out where we actually get this hooked up. What looks nicest, right? So let's see, this will continue on down like that, and like, do we go all the way down to here, right? It's a long way. It's a long way. It's gonna be a T-junction, right? I can smooth this out. I can try to at least. That is not connected there. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. We can try and pull it up further up to here as well. If we go down to here, it feels the straightest and the most intentional. Feels the most intentional. So let's go ahead and after all that, go ahead and hook you up. There we go. So yeah, this feels the most intentional because it feels like it was meant to be, and then we have the T-junction down over here. If I do this, it feels almost forced. And too soon to have a tram stop as well. So alright, we'll aim for like down over here, I guess. Or over here. Sure. So if we're doing that, pull back to about here. Oh, okay, I see. Don't know if that's gonna fly. I don't know if that's gonna fly at all. Down to about here, let's say. Alright. That's a huge bit of terraforming over there. That is a huge bit of terraforming. I want to see what it looks like before I commit to it, obviously. I'd have started a bit sooner than I'd like as well. Looks like it's not going to let me go all the way either. Come on now. Alright. Alright, there we go. So up to roughly here, and then we'll have the actual junction itself, like the T, right? Okay. So that's roughly there. Let's go ahead and get this guy coming through as well. Roughly in the same space. A little bit further out, just so we actually get the terraforming to spread out a little bit. That's a very interesting... it's going to be a very interesting tram line. Alright, I might have to run some experiments over here. Because one thing I was wondering is, of course, we can do the T-junction, which is probably the most logical thing to do. Oh, what? Which building? What did we lose up over here? Iron storage? How did we lose? What? Are you for real right now? How much iron did we lose? 300,000 rubles worth? How did we not have a response up over here? We have fire trucks, like, for days up over here. How did this get missed? It's funny to me because... It's extra funny because there was literally a comment in the comments of the previous episode saying, hey, maybe we should go back and check at the old city and stuff to make sure things are still running okay, and it's been so long since we've been there. Maybe the updates have broken something after all this time. Let's go ahead and invest in this. This is urgent. A big part of our economy over here. And I thought, yeah, that's a good idea, and I'll get to it eventually, is what I was thinking. I didn't mention it earlier, but I was thinking it. And looks like I should have got to it a bit sooner. Well, what the hell happened? Okay, it's not the end of the world because most of our iron should be down over here. We're gonna fall a little behind, but we'll catch up. We'll catch up. Okay, that was a bit of a surprise. Back to here. So what I was thinking was, and again, I don't know, I haven't thought out the logic of this, but what I was thinking was, of course, one option is to have a T-junction over here, right? But if you do a T-junction over here, then you can't service. If there is a station at that T, you can't service that station, right? So I was wondering if rather than a T-junction, if we had like a loop almost. So let me just draw it out over here with the tracks so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and get the terrain actually back from center just for planning right now, right? Go ahead and get all this like so. Yeah, it looks about right. It might not be so bad to get the Harborfront extender down to here, and then we can end it down over here maybe after that tram. After this tram stop? I don't know. It just... I think I'm just a little fatigued from the struggle over here today, and I do apologize that took so much time, and it still kind of left us a little bumpy mess at parts, but hope it was worth it. I think aesthetically it most certainly is. Can I just... I don't like that different angles it clips a little differently. Different zoom levels, different angles, it drive me wild. Maybe we'll put a park in the middle or something. We'll figure it out. Not the biggest fan of some of this. Look, we'll maybe deal with this. Maybe I just need to get over it and be fine with it. Back to the topic at hand. So I was thinking, rather than just have a regular T-junction over here, what we would maybe do is have this... Let's see, come out this way. Now again, I haven't thought this through yet, so I might be like, this might not make any sense, and that's fine. This is just me figuring it out, talking out loud and running it by you guys at the same time. Because in theory, if we come through, and let's say there's a station over here, right? We come through, there's a station over here, you stop at the station, and then we have, let's see. Just gonna like draw this out first, real quick. Do that. Do that kind of a thing. Have you go up this way. This isn't perfectly drawn either, so don't worry about that just quite yet. One right side. Going down this way goes to the right side. If you're coming this way, you're on the right side, you want to come up, go to the right side over there. So we'd need this guy a bit further out, like so, up like so. Again, not perfect, not exactly what it's gonna look like. Just sort of planning though, just thinking out loud. All right, like that. So the idea would be, A, less hideous, but B, the station would be over here, right? Like, so this would be the station, not the extra tracks. I'm just putting that down for visualization. And a tram would come through. It would stop over here, let people off, let people on, etc., etc. And then it would keep going on the right side, right? So it would keep going, and it would go up over here, right? Service all this, loop back around, head down, and then it would... Either it would... This would be like a bit of a midpoint, I guess. Trams would either service like this part of the city or this part of the city. I feel like this would be a bit of a divider, because then what would happen is this guy would come down and then go around this way and come back onto the track, whereas trams coming from this side would be able to go through, pick people up, drop people off, then go around the bend this way, right, sticking to the right side, go around the bend this way, come up this way, and service the mall and everything, right? In theory, that makes sense to me, because if it was a T-junction, you wouldn't be able to... The tram that's going through here would come through, and then wouldn't be able to, like, go up the T-junction. They wouldn't be able to hit this and go up the T-junction, right? So I feel like by doing this kind of a curved, I don't know, like, garlic-shaped thing, I don't know what you want to call this, heart-shaped thing, I guess, I don't know. We allow a tram to pick people up and drop people off at the station, but also loop around and deal with the mall and come back and go back, you know, I guess north or south, Because I think we're going to have to divide our trams that way, because it gets a little too messy trying to go all the way up and down this whole thing. The interesting thing then becomes, like, what about people down over here who I want to get up to the station over, here? What happens to those guys? Do I, like, drop them off over here as a link and then they can carry over, or what happens to those people, right? Or do we have to build separate amenities for them entirely, which might be a possibility, might be what we need to do. Can I really not? I just want to, since we're part way here anyway, I would just like to visualize this a bit more clearly and see exactly what we're in for over here. Go ahead into planning mode. Let's not auto build these tracks. Have you there? Would have you here. It is quite the drop, but you know what? It's not all that bad. It's not all that bad. We're not going to leave this valley in here, obviously. We're going to smooth this out and all that, but I just wanted to see just how much of a shift it was in height, how much of a roller coaster ride it was, and it actually looks okay. But I'm thinking, this makes sense to me. Now, I might be mistaken. Again, don't think about the visual, the aesthetic. We'll clean all that up. But the shape of it and the movement of traffic over here makes sense to me, though it might break everything as well. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. A bit of a weird session today. I mean, we accomplished, it feels like we only accomplished this, but that does smooth things out for what comes next, which should be pretty quick. And I think next session I'm going to continue focusing on this, because I would like to get the trams and the mall all up and running sooner rather than later. We did manage to get this car dealer done over here. Quite a few people waiting to buy. I wonder if it's time to start shipping some cars over, actually. These guys are almost done, about halfway done, just a bit over each. The office space back over here is done. Population of 11,000 around these parts. Wild. These guys are missing concrete. Interesting. Do we have no construction offices? Well, barely any construction offices. These guys are just under halfway done as well. All right, fair enough. Concrete seems to be lacking right now. Yeah, pretty pleased with this session. Not our fastest, I'll be honest. Not our fastest, not our smoothest. But, I mean, this was quite the ordeal. I was not expecting to have to build and rebuild and build and rebuild that bridge 100 times, and it does. Okay, I was like, hang on a second. Does this still work? And it, no, don't do this to me again. Hold on. That was me doing it in the wrong order. We're fine over here, and we're fine over here. And you know what? I don't think I'll ever notice I'll totally notice those shadows. We'll put some trees down or something. We'll clean it up. We'll figure it out. But folks, I hope you enjoyed this session. It was yes, a bit of a slower one. I do feel that way, but I still feel like we got a lot of essential work over here done that I'll be honest, a little concerned about. I had a feeling it would be a bit of an endeavor. I was right. Here we are. We've gotten past it though. And I feel a bit better about actually making this curved area all be a part of the harbor front. But maybe we end it at this central block over here. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we end it over there and kind of like have I would rather have a divide over here. Have the north be a certain way and the south be a certain way. Different aesthetic, different style or something. We'll see. We'll cross that metaphorical bridge when we get there. But folks, I do hope you enjoyed this session. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. As always, it really helps me just make decisions for the channel with regards to what to do, what to slow down, what to speed up. Again, I'm sure y'all know the drill by now. I do hope you had a good time. And I do hope you're looking forward to the next session, at least half as much as I am, because I'm very excited to get that mall hooked up. And maybe to get that time-lapse next session as well, to get the power all swapped over to nuclear energy. But folks, as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, das vidanya.